Okay, it started. Okay, let me share my screen. My voice and everything is clear for all of you, right? And also this learning programs, generally, these are all volunteering friends. You can, so we don't generally, only this is a learning thing. That's all. You can happily come and learn. That's all. Okay. And also you can share it and anybody can join, anybody can learn here. You can also interact with me. So that's what I do when I was in my company. I am actually a organization level volunteering trainer, what we call. Okay. So I support organization level training programs as well. It's not, that's only just only a very minute part of my job. Okay. Other than that, I contribute a lot with DevOps. Also, I support AI adaptation as well. Right now, recently we have Copilot that is launched in our organization. Right? GitHub, Copilot. So since last 2 to 3 months, this is in progress, and I helped many of my colleagues and peers to adopt that AI. Okay, so likewise, many people, if they need anything in technology, they try to connect with me in our office also, and I help them. So that is a quick idea, to quick intro about me, and also the passion for me is definitely teaching. Teaching is my passion, no doubt about that. So that's why I generally keep doing these programs when I find time. But I want to do it as a continuously, slowly. My interest is I want to establish very good training systems. That is the uh, some long term goal. Okay. So now getting to the cloud, most of you know what is cloud, but I just go just in a formal discussion. I'll also make you understand all these things. Whatever I have shared in our group, okay, that if you can learn all those, see, all the concepts which were shared in the group, you can see there, right? And these, when you learn all this, you can go for certification as well, AWS certification. You got it right, and we try to cover as deep as possible so that you become comfortable with AWS. As I am from multi background, like I am a developer plus I am a process engineer, like DevOps infra engineer, and then also I am into cloud. Also I am into multiple things. So the point is, I can understand and I can dig a bit deeper into this cloud things. Okay, so you can also have that kind of this thing. I'll tell you how to do that. So now, what is cloud? So I don't read the exact this thing. I just make you simple. So the goal is understand all things in the most easiest and simple way. So most of us know cloud means it's right, instead of having our own laptop, our own machine, or our own setup, right? We just use something that is there in some environment. We just connect to that to the through internet. And then create some kind of instance and then start creating our applications in that, or whatever the requirement. Suppose you want to work with Java, you can install that Java in a cloud and then start working. You want to work with a database, install that database in the cloud and start working with that. You don't need to do anything in your machine. You don't need to install any software in your machine or any other application in your machine. All that can be created in the cloud. Cloud is nothing but, instead of we having a machine, there will be a machine in some other system, which is there in some other location, not in the existing in the same location as you. But sometimes it may be in the same location also. It depends. Okay, so that's the simple idea about cloud. Cloud means so mostly it's a kind of platform or environment where we can create and work with different applications or softwares without through internet, without having the actual machine. That's the simple idea about cloud. You got it right. So, so this is another scenario, right? Suppose that you are watching a cloud in the sky, but have you ever thought what you can watch the same cloud anywhere in your see, it's like a cloud in a sky, right? So same thing. Generally, inside a real cloud in sky, it has lots of water, right? Similarly, our cloud, right? Cloud computing has machines, has applications, has softwares, all that. Simply speaking. Okay. Next one. That's about what is cloud. Why cloud? Simple, right? Why cloud? Most of us know this, right? If you are working on a project for 30 days and you saved all your data on your local PC, but unexpectedly your PC got broken, automatically you lose all that data, right? So this is just only one simple scenario. This is not just one the actual reason. Also, suppose you want to have a cloud with very big capacity, right? And you don't have money to purchase that. Immediate solution is again cloud platform. So that with minimal amount you can, or with no zero amount also, you can start creating your PCs in the cloud or machines in the cloud, and you can start working it, and you can pay as you go on. It's not like you should pay in the very beginning itself. So it depends on usage, you can keep paying, so that it will give you a leverage, right? To manage your expenses and also plan your projects, everything. That's how cloud is useful for us. And in this scenario, suppose you lost all the good work done for the project, then automatically what you have to do? So again, you have to recreate it. Suppose if you create something in the cloud, there are many advantages. What is that? You don't need to care about preserving that data, right? Our storage, securing that data, because that vendor itself takes care of that security. And also, you don't need to worry about that machine as well, because that machine is also secured somewhere in some location. You don't need to worry about that memory part, right? Because even that is also secure, right? You don't need to maintain that or manage that. Again, that is managed by the cloud. It's just like, like watching a movie in a theater. You just buy a ticket, go to the theater, watch movie, and come out. That's all. For that, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to own theater. You don't need to create movie, or you don't need to do anything. All that infra is already there. Our job is just to create a ticket, right? That's a simple example. Same thing applies for cloud as well. You got it right, friends. So that's about this one. And definitely, cloud is most happening right now. So you see, in any company, you can't imagine a company without cloud. If not this vendor clouds like Amazon or GCP or Azure, many companies have their own cloud. Suppose if you talk about our organization itself, we have our own cloud. Okay. Apart from that, our company is also trying to add vendor clouds, like public clouds like Amazon or Azure or GCP. All this. See, the plan is we want to have multi-cloud in our company. Plus, we have our own cloud. So that becomes a hybrid cloud. I'll talk about it just in few minutes. What is this terminologies is important initially. Even in some certifications, first going with terminologies is going to help you a lot, friends. Not just only for AWS. This same terminology can be is helpful to other cloud technologies as well, like GCP or Azure, anywhere. So this might be the same. The concept is same, might be here and there. The way we interact and log in might be slightly different. Okay. Next one after that. So that this is already covered. If you save all your files in cloud, or if you create your machines in cloud, so nothing, so you don't need to worry about losing or maintaining the security of it. Everything will be there, right? That's the idea. Next one. The question is, what is cloud computing, right? Cloud computing is simple, right? It's a on-demand delivery of computing services. Computing services, in sense, you can create storage, you can create processing power, databases, and software over the internet. Simply speaking, you don't have a real machine, but you can create one in some kind of platform or environment which is not owned by you. Simply speaking, it is owned by somebody else. You create a machine, virtual machine there, In fact, it works as a real machine. But what do we do? But that is created in some other person's environment. And that person here can be Amazon, or it can be GCP, or it can be Azure. That's what cloud computing is all about. We can just see with examples. We don't need to worry about it. Okay. So, and most of the companies are preferring this now because people are adapting to cloud technology. One reason is due to cost efficiency. Instead of they create those big servers and then again keeping them in a place is important. That place issue will be there. Again, maintaining all that softwares, that security, all that is a big challenge. So to just get out of all that issues, many companies are just adapting to cloud technologies. And most of you know that because most of you are working. But if you are just learning, like, if you are even just started learning also, just understand that. Okay. So why companies prefer cloud technologies? Because instead of we own a machine, or we own on-premises cloud, I mean on-premises server setup, having that in the cloud is going to have many benefits. What is that? We don't need to maintain that. We don't need to take care of securities. And also adding machines into that cloud will be less expensive, or we have best cost efficiency. Okay, and then we don't need people to maintain all those servers. There will be already cloud people will take care of everything. Likewise, there are many benefits when you have cloud computing. Our job is just to pay and then use it. That's all. And everything will be taken care by the cloud vendors. So that is the advantage with cloud computing, right? It's like going to a hotel, eating food and come. Simple. Another quick example for you. So you don't need to maintain a hotel. You don't need to maintain cooks. You don't need to prepare food, right? So that once in a while, that is the best choice, right? Same thing here, and also that is very economical. You get it for less cost, right? Then automatically, which one do we prefer? If it is like a home food, you go and we can go for that hotel itself. Okay, I don't recommend that generally, but just giving you an example for cloud computing. So same thing applies for cloud also. You don't need to own any machine. You don't need to purchase any machines. You don't need to pay for security. You don't need to pay for administrators, system administrators. Everything is managed by whom? By the cloud vendors itself, whoever it is. If it is Amazon people, Azure people, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, IBM people. Okay, whoever it is. I hope you got clarity on this, right? Is this clear to all of you? So that is the idea, friends. Yeah.
Yes.
Next one, especially for I mean campus learning grads. Okay, so you just tell me, friends. Okay, how much you are following. If you have any questions, try to ask me. I'll try to answer. Okay, but most of your answers will have questions. Uh, right, somewhere you have answers when we keep learning. That's all. Definitely. So next after that, cloud computing and service models and deployment models. Service models means these three are very popular terminologies: SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. Okay, SaaS means software as a service. PaaS means platform as a service. Infrastructure as a service. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. Okay, what is that? Again, we will discuss it. We don't need to worry at this point. We are going to have a discussion on this as well. But these are the very basic terminologies. Got it right, friends? Next, deployment models. Different deployment models are this: private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. These are all the deployment models, right? How do we deploy that machines in your cloud, or that software in your cloud, or applications in your cloud? Talks about deployment models. How you are deploying your requirements, simply speaking. So that is the idea. Now we are going to see all this. We are going to discuss everything because for a basic certification, all this understanding is very important. Okay, next one. On premises versus IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. So on-premises, what is that? I just made it very simple for you so that you don't need to struggle to understand these things. Okay. So that is the idea. Idea is just to understand in simple terms. Generally, on-premises means you manage everything. Like you create a machine, you install softwares, you update security. Everything is managed by you itself. In place of you can add companies or organization. Organization takes care of everything, takes care of machines, takes care of security, takes care of installing softwares, takes care of adding applications. You got it right. So that is called on premises. Most of the time, even for us also, we have a cloud for us, but most of the part is managed by on premises. Means which is something managed by company itself, and they don't try to have any this cloud related platforms, right? So that's what on premises is. So what is that you do here? You manage everything. You have complete control. But the problem with this is on premises is always have high cost maintenance. You can see here, but high cost and maintenance. That is the problem with on premises. Next one, infrastructure as a service. And these three generally get into the cloud computing, right? IaaS or PaaS or SaaS. So these are managed by the cloud vendors, or even you can have a private cloud. Those people can manage that. Okay. So now what is this IaaS, infrastructure as a service? Cloud provides hardware and virtualization, and you say cloud provides certain things and you manage certain things. That's what we call infrastructure as a service. Means as name says, infrastructure is provided by the cloud vendors and you manage remaining things. You got it right. You manage OS, middleware, apps, and data. Right. So what is that infrastructure here? Generally hardware and virtualization. Right. That is provided by the cloud. And that is what we call infrastructure as a service, which is IaaS. Next one, PaaS. PaaS means what, friends? Platform as a service. Means what is that here cloud do? Cloud provides everything except your app and data. And this is very good for developers. Means we have a very detailed diagram. You understand clearly there the exact comparison between infrastructure as a service, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. So now what is this PaaS here? Platform as a service? Simple. Just understand it in a very simple and easiest language. Cloud provides everything except your app and data, right? And remaining things you have to manage. And this is great for developers, definitely. And third thing is software as a service. Software as a service means here everything is managed by cloud, right? Cloud provider. For example, Gmail, Office 365. You see this, right? You just think about Gmail. Do you manage anything? You just try to see mails and then reply mails. That's all. But other part that mail servers, right, and that data and all that is managed by whom? Obviously, everything is managed by that particular vendor, right? If it is Gmail, Google manages that. If it is Yahoo Mail, Yahoo manages that, right? So here, software as a service instance, it's managed by the cloud provider itself. Completely, everything is managed by the cloud provider. You got it right. So do you understand differences? On premises means something which is it's like as simple as this. Okay, you purchase a software, you purchase a machine, you purchase software, you purchase applications, you protect that system. Everything is done by you, and you put it in your home. Simply speaking, that is called on premises, right? But at organizational level, we don't have just one machine, right? We create multiple machines or so many machines, and then we need multiple administrators to manage that, all that. So that is on premises. Okay, cloud means where you don't directly have the machine in your room or in your this thing. Okay, but you connect through internet. But that definitely physical machines will be there. Cloud instance, don't think something which is invisible. Okay, physical machines will be there, but not in your location, but in some other location, and but not managed by you, but somebody else will manage that, right? Your job is just to connect through internet, use it, and then just close it and then go home. That's all. So simple, right? You don't have any extra unnecessary burdens. It is going to remove away one burdens from you. So that is the advantage of cloud. Okay. So this is all about what is that? On-premises versus IaaS versus PaaS versus SaaS. Okay, this is a very famous terminology. Just try to understand this. If you don't understand, you can call me and ask me. You can discuss. Okay. Now this gives you a very introspective comparison, or very detailed comparison. You can see here stack ownership comparison. What is on-premises and which are managed by you, right? This is the list of applications generally as a comes as a part of this stack. You got it right. And what is managed by you in each of this category. You can see here. It's very easy to understand with this diagram. Application. These are all the stack, right? This is the stack we have, and these are the applications or different layers we have here. You can see here applications, data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, server, storage, networking. If it is on premises, right? Who does manage everything? You have to, right? It is nothing but as simple as having a machine in your home. And who manages that machine? Everything, right? Starting from purchasing machine to connecting to the internet and then protecting security and then adding softwares and then adding applications. Everything is done by whom? You only. That's why you can see that you for everything, for all these layers, right? All different applications. Who is the owner here? You are the owner. That is what on premises is. If you see infrastructure as a service, IaaS means which are managed by vendor people, right? You can see here. So this virtualization, this servers, this storage and networking is managed by vendor. And rest of the things, application, data, runtime, middleware, OS, these are managed by us or by you. Okay. Next one after that. Platform as a service. Most of the stuff is managed by vendor. You can see here that networking, that storage, that servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, and then runtime managed by vendor. Applications and data, only these are managed by us. Okay. Either by organization or by the resource, whoever it is, or by the user. Simply the best word is user. And the last thing you can see, software as a service. Software as a service, if you see, everything is managed by the cloud vendors. You can see here, starting from networking to the applications, the full stack is managed by whom? It's managed by cloud vendors. This is interesting, right? So this is overall idea about what is this, friends? Idea about so on premises versus infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. You got it right. This diagram easily gives you a clear idea about the comparison here. Got it? Next one. So after this, types of deployment models we have. We have all these friends, private, public, hybrid, and community clouds. Okay, generally, okay, let's understand what is all this. What is private cloud, public cloud, and then hybrid, and then all that stuff. So let's just go through this. Okay, next one. So public cloud, right? Public cloud means simply we don't need to break our head. It's a very simple thing. A simple example is Amazon. If this diagram itself gives you a clear idea. We have a public cloud, and that public cloud is shared by different companies, say, like TCS, like Wipro, like Infosys, Emphasis, likewise. And this public cloud can be Amazon or Azure or GCP or IBM cloud or any other famous clouds in the market. You got it right. So what is this public cloud? But understand this diagram first so that rest of the things will be easy for you, friends. You got it right. Public cloud is open to all to store and access information via the internet. So cloud happens through internet anyhow. We see that start using that maybe today or tomorrow so that you understand how this cloud works. Okay. And public clouds are managed by third parties. Third parties instance nothing but it depends on vendor. If the vendor is Amazon, Amazon manages that. If vendor is Azure, Azure people manages that. If it is Google, GCP people manages that. And in public cloud, security will be less when compared to private and hybrid. That's what they say, right? But generally, we don't have that much of security issues even in public cloud. But that is just a notion people just keep saying when we talk about public cloud, right? So definitely, security wise, also we don't need to worry much in public clouds. But what they are saying is private cloud and hybrid has much more better security. Might be, yeah, because private instance something more specific to you. I'll talk about it in the next slide. Okay. But this is the idea. What is that public cloud means? Where you have a cloud platform and that is shared by different companies. Best example is the one which we are seeing outside, like AWS or GCP or Azure, all that. You know, right? If you see many companies uses Azure, many companies uses AWS, many companies uses GCP or many some other cloud I mean platforms as well. But that is the idea about public cloud. Next. Now you can see just key features and examples we have. What is that? We'll just have a quick walk. Each company access shared cloud resources through the internet. See, point is simple. Cloud means we generally access cloud related thing through internet itself. Even though it appears that you are working in your machine, but we are connecting to cloud through internet itself. You got it right? But the data and usage are isolated securely. So that's what they are saying. Even though you are connected through internet, your data and your usage will be protected. That's what the meaning of this. And key features of having public cloud is cost effective. What is that cost effective? You don't need to pay upfront itself. You don't need to pay in the beginning itself. You can keep paying as you go. But for free tier, right, there are different tiers, free tier, paid tier. For free tier, there will be almost 150 hours of free usage and you don't need to pay in the beginning. Once that expires, then you have to just keep paying as per usage. But for your learning, for your practice, for all that, that 750 hours of this thing is more than enough for us, friends. You got it right. So now, next one, no hardware maintenance. Right, you don't need to have anything, right? And also no space issues. You don't need to have a separate room to manage all that. You don't need people to manage all that. Okay. Scalable and flexible. Scalable means what? Suppose all of a sudden you got multiple projects, you want to add more machines, you can do that just on fly, right? Scalable means increasing your capacity, right? Increasing your number of machines, adding more softwares, adding more applications. All that is what we call scalability, right? Next one, suitable for small to large businesses. Definitely public clouds are best fit for any kind of thing. Okay. So even starting from a very beginner like us who want to learn cloud computing to the very large organizations who want to build very big projects, right? Anyone can use these public clouds. You got it right. And examples of public clouds are, these are just few of these public cloud providers which were popular in the market. What is that? AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. These are the famous cloud providers. And generally, these cloud providers, the other word is we call them as vendors, the technical word people use in the industry. Okay. Private cloud. Yeah, definitely. What is this private cloud? Private cloud is also known as internal cloud, which is just private to that company or organization. I can explain this better because we have a private cloud for ourselves. Because most of the banks don't try to get into this cloud computing quickly. You know why? Why don't banks choose cloud that quickly? Anyone can answer this question? Because security issues. You understand?
Security. Yeah.
Yeah, generally what is that is banks think twice, thrice, or you know, n times before they adopt these kind of technologies because many users' information or data is at stake, so
Yeah,
they
data
don't take.
sharing,
Yeah,
ISG, because of ISG issues and all the personal information and physical security, all those things come into play. So,
Yeah,
That's why,
exactly.
yeah.
That's why, that's why the exact word we have to use here is what is that? All this what we discuss in one word. There is a culture in these kind of organizations. Of course, every company has culture, which is at MNC level. That is called the exact word we should use is risk here. What is that? There is a risk involved when you try to bring in external clouds. You got it right. So that's why banks usually or financial organizations don't quickly adapt to this external cloud. Still, our company is in the process of adopting multi-cloud. Of course, they were now planning to adopt it. But still, what is that? If you ask a question, don't you have a cloud in your company? Definitely, we have a cloud. What is that cloud? A cloud of our own company. That cloud is called. Suppose if you build a cloud for your internal purpose, or if you have a cloud in your company itself, it's called private cloud. You got it right. That private cloud is owned and managed by the company itself. Somebody else don't manage it. Sorry, friends. And the answer for you is if you ask me why financial organizations or banks don't quickly adapt to this external clouds means because there is the good word you have to use is a lot of risk involved, so they don't quickly adapt. But still, of course, so we are slowly making it hybrid cloud soon. But it's in the process. They were procuring and trying to add all that POCs are happening. They were in the testing mode. That's all happening here. Okay. So private instance, something which is a cloud which is completely owned by that organization. Right. So that's what private cloud is. You can see here. Company A that uses its own cloud. That's all. And if you see the last statement here, only the organization's user have access, no shared resources with other companies or entities. That's what private cloud is. You got it right? So it is used by organizations to build and manage their own data centers in and definitely when it is managed by your own company, when nobody come and use that, obviously, do you expect more security or high security, right? Yes, sir. Definitely, we have that. That's what we have. That is the advantage with private clouds. Of course, the problem with private clouds is we can easily assess now. What is the problem with private clouds? I mean, disadvantage instead of problem, we can say disadvantage with private clouds is it is highly cost effective. Okay, sorry, it's highly expensive. Let me reframe it. Cost effective means less money. It's very expensive. Maintaining and managing private clouds is expensive because everything has to be right managed by you and built by you. So definitely this is expensive model, no doubt about that. Next, you can see that. But what is the biggest takeaway? High security, you can see, and privacy. When you have a private cloud, you have high security and privacy, full control over data and infrastructure. Everything is managed by you only, right? If it is your own cloud, customizable to specific business needs, right? Often used in regulated industries. This word is very important because many people have a confusion. What is regulated industries? Okay, means what, friends? Regulated means strict rules from government and strict rules from industry, right? So there will be certain software industry policies where you should adhere to that industry policies. That means you have to adapt to that policies. You cannot say I don't follow. You have to follow. Even government also adopt certain policies, or government also come up with certain policies, and we have to follow that policies. We cannot say that I don't follow government policies, and such policies we call it as regulated. What is regulatory policies means? Whenever you see this word regulatory means either government policies are in place or some kind of entrepreneur level policies are in place or industry level policies are in place. That is the meaning of that. Okay, whenever we have such kind of things in place, private cloud is the best fit. You got it right. Of course, even Amazon or Azure or GCP, they also manage all this, but just an FYI. But private cloud is something which is managed by you, which has more advantage here. Okay, so that is the idea of this private cloud. And examples again, we have all these private clouds. What is that? VMware vSphere or vCloud, which is a private cloud. Microsoft Azure Stack is private, and then OpenStack, Dell Technologies Cloud, HP GreenLake is a private cloud. All this, and we have our own company cloud. I mean, cloud itself. We call it as just ABC Cloud. Okay, I'm just naming it, not naming it, but we call it with our company name itself. Whatever is my company, with that name we call that cloud. That's all. Okay. Next one after that, hybrid cloud. As you see the diagram, you don't need to read anything here. Hybrid is combination of public and private clouds. Just now I was saying about this, right? What is that? So our company has already have our own cloud, which is nothing but we call private cloud. Yes or no? Now what our organization is doing, just to manage the, I mean, reduce the maintenance and cost efficiency, right? So what our company is doing is they were trying to adopt a multi-cloud. You got it right. Not just one cloud, but they were talking to all these cloud vendors. Of course, that is already in progress right now. Okay, this AWS, this GCP people, this one more guy is who? Biggest player is Azure. Okay. And we are trying to have that multi-cloud in our organization. Along with the private cloud, we try to have public cloud. Certain applications run in public cloud, which needs, which we don't need, where we don't worry much about the security or anything. Highly secured and confidential and regulated applications. Regulated means where government, we have to follow that government agencies, policies, all that. We run in the private cloud. Likewise, we can distribute these applications and manage it as a hybrid cloud, so that we can also have a that cost efficiency. At the end, we always look at what we look at the amount of money we spend on something, right? So it becomes a money efficiency model where you have everything. You have high security, plus also you have something which can be managed with less maintenance, this thing, having public clouds. So that is the advantage of hybrid cloud. Okay. What is the advantage of hybrid cloud here? It gives organizations flexibility, scalability, and greater control. That's it. So now these are the key features of which one? This private cloud. What is that? Balances security and scalability. Ideal for data sensitive workloads with variable demand. It enables disaster recovery and burst capacity. What is this? This is a very good word actually. What is that? Disaster recovery and burst capacity. What do you mean by that? Simple. Suppose there is a problem in your private cloud, then immediately you can switch that to the public cloud. Disaster recovery in sense, some machine in private cloud is destroyed, okay, or is failed, then automatically that is switched to someone in the public cloud. So likewise, you can manage this. What the exact word you have is disaster recovery. So we can have a better recovery strategies when you have hybrid cloud in place. You got it right, friends. Okay. So optimizes cost efficiency and resource control. Again, this is another the greatest advantage with hybrid cloud. If it is private cloud, definitely it is very expensive. To leverage that expense thing, right? We adopt a hybrid cloud so that the cost management is reduced, and then resource control. You don't need too many people to manage this public clouds. So integrating both private and public clouds is the best strategy for any organization, so that you can have best cost efficiency and best resource control, right? That is the overall idea about hybrid cloud. And that the examples, sorry, these are the examples of hybrid cloud. The best thing is I can give a simple and very real example more than all this. See, we have our own cloud, right? Plus, we are also trying to adopt what is that, or we are also trying to add this public clouds like Amazon, GCP, and then one more is Azure. So multi-cloud environment. So a private cloud plus this public clouds together, what we call it as hybrid cloud. Okay. So now You can see here. These are all other examples which provides hybrid clouds. Microsoft Azure plus Azure Stack, which becomes hybrid cloud. AWS Outposts also or is a hybrid cloud. Google Anthos is a hybrid cloud. IBM hybrid cloud with direct name and VMware cloud on AWS. So these are just a few examples. There might be other hybrid clouds as well outside. Okay. So this is overall idea about this one, friends. Next one. And now, what is the share of market as per the cloud vendors in the market? Okay, so how much, which cloud vendor is having the highest share? Definitely, if you look at the stats, recent stats, this is they taken from the very recent this thing, 2025. You can see here. Definitely, as of now, AWS is leading. In the second place, we have Azure, and the third place we have Google. And in the fourth place, we have Alibaba. And in the fifth place, we have IBM, and then Oracle, and then Salesforce, and then Tencent, and then DigitalOcean, and then VMware Cloud. These are all the top 10 clouds that were, in the market as of 2025. Now, finally, so what is that bar chart? You can just quickly understand few things here. So what are top clouds here? If you look at this percentage, AWS leads with 30%, 31% of overall world's usage. And at the same time, Microsoft Azure is leading with 25% and Google Cloud is holds 11% of the usage. And finally, other notable players are Alibaba, IBM, Oracle, Salesforce, all these guys. You got it right? So is this interesting or am I boring you? Hello, are you following, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do
Yes.
you find it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is useful, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, because cloud is something, very intriguing and definitely most happening, friends. If you ask me, because I know I am in the market, right? I do take a lot of interviews, okay, every day, at least one or two every day. Most of the profiles are cloud specialist profiles, okay, and then DevOps profiles. DevOps means these days without cloud, you can't expect DevOps. Do you understand that? Okay. So, and I see that everyone who is from these environments, I understand the importance of cloud. Actually, this is the time where most of the companies, small to big, just move to cloud thing. So tomorrow, if you want to try any job outside, you are saying, right, this AI adaptation, all this blah blah blah. If you want to be feel secure, you don't need to do anything. Just try to adapt to this. The one biggest game changer is having cloud in your resume is going to enhance your resume in leaps and bounds. For sure, trust me. Any cloud, if you put one cloud thoroughly and prepare it and do a certification, automatically you are the hot in the market. Again, you come into the race. No matter what, whoever you are a testing guy or Java guy or a Python guy, whoever it is. Without cloud, you have some level of this thing, okay, sellability. With cloud, automatically your USP increases, unique selling price, what I mean. You got it right. So, because I am in the panel, how I look at the resumes, I'm just trying to explain. Of course, for us, we don't need much cloud again. Why? Because if you ask me, because bank don't adapt quickly to clouds, but still we take interviews for that because in future we need such kind of talent in the company. So we try to have that. Okay. So this is just only FYI. So don't whatever it is, whatever you are doing now, don't leave this kind of opportunity. Opportunity in sense, not just attending sessions. Make sure you go with this learning plan for cloud. Okay. Next one. After that, we are switching to AWS. Before we switch to AWS, I just want to show you our AWS stuff. Okay. So this is you can see here there's so much of cloud stuff here. Okay. First, we can just bring in AWS. Just type in AWS. and then click on this. And this is the basic window. Sorry, friends. And you can see that this is the where we come to the home page, and you have here sign in console, create account. We have to create account first, without which we can't do anything. Today, we can spend time to create account. I hope all of you have your cards, everything with you. I'll guide you how to create it. You can have a working session, not a problem. And then, see, for learning purpose, we don't need to pay any money. Got it right, friends? You don't need to pay any money. We have free time. We can use this. So that is the best advantage what we have for all learners. And every cloud vendor gives free tier. You got it right. Not just only AWS. If you go to GCP or if you go to Azure, everywhere there is a free tier. You can create free account and then start learning and working with this cloud environments and adapt yourself to the cloud. Understood right now, friends? So first thing is when you want to get into the cloud, this is AWS, Amazon Web Services. So get into this, we have to create an account. Okay, to create account, we do have a PDF clear, very well structured PDF is there. If we follow the steps, that would be more than enough for us. I'll just add it in the our group so that you can open it and follow the steps. Or I'll just open it here in the screen share. You can go step by step and create account. If you have already account, we are good for today. No problem in that. Okay. So now I think mostly our intro part is completed. So somebody is asking question. Harsha is asking question. Yeah, Harsha, definitely right. See, if you learn one cloud thoroughly, automatically the concept of cloud everywhere is same. See, the way, little bit what is that the way you connect and the way you work with slightly changes. But what is that? The
Yes,
terminologies,
right. The user interface and all, right?
yeah, slightly. There will be a slight changes, but the actual background, this thing doesn't change much. You got it right. The foreground might be slightly
Yeah, the
changing.
concepts and all.
Correct. You got it right. So that's it. So
Okay.
that's why adapting to one cloud definitely helps you to easily migrate to any cloud quickly. That's why when in a resume, when some people keep when we specifically they say AWS or GCP or Azure. That means anyone has that, they can easily adapt to that. That working knowledge is very important. You understand, Harsha?
Yes, yes. Initially, learning one cloud is necessary, but after that, we can adapt.
Correct. It's up to you. It's right. Once you are good with one cloud, then automatically you can easily migrate to any cloud without any hiccups, Harsha. Understood?
Yes.
So we are beginning with Linux. Yeah, we use all different sorts, Naveen. Okay. Mostly, yeah, definitely we use Linux machines only for practice and all that. Okay. You can also start playing around if you want Linux this thing. Naveen GL. Okay. Right. So yeah, let's get into the this thing now. I'll just quickly walk through what is AWS, and then we create a AWS account, and then what is that? We can start creating instance EC2 instances, and I'll just show you how to create instance in EC2 and explain exactly how to steps for creating EC2 instance. Once you know how to create EC2 instance, you can create whatever software you want into that. Right, whatever application you want to do EC2 instance, and then you can start playing around different applications or different technologies, whatever you think it's needed for you. Okay. So now what is AWS finally? Again, we have to use the same thing what we discussed in the last 1 hour. Okay. It's a cloud platform by Amazon. AWS is nothing but, and that lets you use powerful computers, storage, and services over the internet, just like renting. Simple, right? We have few examples just to remember the cloud quickly. Is a going to a movie or going to a hotel, and these days to get it more easily, we are hearing that cloud kitchens. Have you ever heard of it? Especially these movie stars, they just started cloud kitchens. Have you heard of it, friends? So cloud in sense, you don't go and sit there. So the advantage with cloud kitchens is you don't need additional buildings. You don't need additional manpower to serve people. Just you have something in the cloud. You order something to this apps, food uh, apps. Right? That's Swiggy or all this stuff, and then food ordering apps. The exact word. Okay. Automatically, that guy go there, bring all that stuff to you, and then you just sit in home and eat it. There is so much of advantage here for the cloud kitchen people, right? So much money is saved for them. That is the advantage. Same thing we apply for Amazon, right? It's like renting something, not directly. That those machines, cloud kitchen means again, just remember, right? You don't know where that kitchen is, right? But if you order food, you get food, right? Yes or no, friends? So same thing, even this cloud computing. That cloud kitchen definitely will be there physically somewhere. There will be people there maintaining that kitchen equipment, everything. There will be chefs there who just cook your food. And then there will be people who just pack your food and send you back. Everything is there. But you don't see anything. You order something, you get the food and you just eat it. Same thing is applied for cloud computing. You need a machine, you just connect to that through internet to that console, AWS console, and you create that EC2 instance, and then automatically you can deploy whatever you want in that EC2 instance, right? You if you want Git, you can put Git. If you want Java, you can. If you want Linux, if you want what else? If you want this Python, or if you want Jenkins, whatever it is, or if you want Kubernetes, if you want Docker, you can have everything there in that EC2 instance. You can build and create it. If you want to deploy any web application, all that things can be added in the EC2 instances. You got it right. We'll see that. That's interesting. But let's just build that interest and curiosity so that you can learn it with more enthusiasm. Okay. So what is the advantage with this AWS? I hope you got this. This kitchen, cloud kitchen example should directly give you a easy mind mapping for cloud computing. You got it right. The example what we discussed have a easiest comparison. Okay. And now what is the advantage? You just think in see generally when you are learning something, don't think big. Just think easy. Think simple. That is the approach you have to follow, friends, so that you don't feel bored or you don't feel and learning becomes more interesting for you. And the advantage with this cloud computing, you don't need to buy big servers or computers. And AWS lets you do that. Same thing, Azure lets you do that. Same thing, GCP lets you do that. So Harsha is asking question, if I am good with one cloud computing, is it easy for me to migrate to others? Definitely, right? If you know how to drive one car, it's easy to drive other cars, right? As simple as that. Again, if you ask me, don't we have some mechanical changes there? From car to car, there will be slightly dynamics changing. What do you say, Harsha? Will you agree? That dynamics you should just understand. That's all. Suppose you are driving BMW, no, so all of a sudden you have binge. Slightly there will be change. That adaptation you need it. That's all. Okay, so what AWS does here? This does so many things. What not AWS does? It does everything. It runs websites, stores data, hosts apps, analyze data, use AI/ML tools, and many more. You have even recent generative AI support as well. Everything, right? That's how these cloud vendors will be because they always try to adapt to the competition. Okay. And here, what the greatest advantage with clouds is pay only for what you use. Got it right? Whatever you use, just pay for that. You don't need to pay anything additionally or upfront. That is not needed. Okay, that's AWS. Next one. At key points about AWS, right? Because we are starting with AWS, we talk about it. Suppose if it is Azure, same thing, but slightly here and there, few things changes. Instead of EC2, you might have something else in Azure, or you might have something in EC2. That's all. So now Key points about AWS is it is launched by Amazon in 2006. And then what is the greatest this thing of USP of these cloud computing vendors? Pay as you go. Okay, you don't need to pay all everything upfront itself, right? As you keep using, you can keep paying the money. That's the advantage. And it's highly scalable. You can start small, grow big, and you can do whatever the way you want. Okay, and it's global. See, it's not like you have to just connect only from one specific area. You can connect from anywhere, and they have data centers throughout world. What is that? They have data centers throughout world and in many countries, and we call them as availability zones. I will explain in detail very clearly about this stuff. Okay, so because this is something which is needed again for certification, so I'll explain what is a region, what is a availability zone, what is edge location, okay, and then local zone, and then outposts. There are many things which you need to understand. We'll try to understand all that terminologies as well. And now, so definitely they have global centers throughout world, and you can connect from anywhere, from any location, even from the remote, right, the darkest part of the world. Okay, that's how it is. And popular services of AWS. Okay, you can see this EC2, which is nothing but virtual servers. Okay. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay. Anyhow, we'll learn about it. So, which is nothing but EC2. S3 is for storage, file storage, right? And then we call them as S3 buckets. Okay. So, where we try to store data into these buckets. RDS. These are all databases. Lambda is another application where we can run code without servers. All this. Okay, we have many more. If you open the AWS window, automatically you can see many things. Once you log in into the AWS console, what all different services provided by AWS, you can have a look at there. So we don't need to worry much about it. We can see it, all that practically and physically there. Okay, physically in sense with your eye. That what I mean is in the web page. Next one. So what is AWS? Amazon Web Services is a combination of all this. What is that? It's a combination of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, AWS is nothing but is PaaS and SaaS. Okay, that's what it is. We don't need to again go and jump into that because we already had discussed enough on this stuff. Okay, if you want, you can go through this slide. Okay, next one after that. These are all popular AWS services, and you have more as well. Maybe if you log into the AWS console, we can have a view of all that. We don't need to worry much about that at this point. Okay. Next one after that, storage services. There are different storage services, and S3 is there, EBS is there, Glacier is there, storage gateway is there, all this stuff. Okay. And then database services. Again, to store data in some databases, AWS provides so many like RDS, DynamoDB, Aurora, Redshift, and Elastic Cache. These are different database services provided by AWS. So you don't need to, again, I'm just only giving a quick walkthrough so that you get what different categories of services are there. Okay. And network and content delivery. Network related, we have all these services, VPC, Route 53, CloudFront, API gateway, and then direct connect. Okay, all this stuff. Next, you don't need, again, maybe you might think, see, all this is again a very detailed thing. We'll go by most of, if not everything, I shared you the content in the group. We are going to discuss all that. That gives you enough knowledge on AWS to start working in your projects, not just only idea, you can start working. So security and identity, right? So we have IAM and then Cognito, KMS, all these are services for security and identity. We generally use this IAM, okay? Next one, analytics and AML. For this, you have all these services again, Athena and then Glue and then SageMaker and then recognition and then comprehend, all this, okay? I'm just only walking through different kind of categorical services provided by the AWS. Okay. Business applications, again, you can see here we have Chime, Workmail, and then WorkDocs, all this stuff. Okay. Now, finally, we just have quickly covered what different services provided by AWS and exactly what is AWS, right, friends? And now, why AWS is popular, right? Why it is leading with 31% of global usage means these are all the reasons. So this slide highlights the right why it is a leader in the market. Why it is in the front foot. I mean, it's in the front of usage means. So you can see first mover advantage. So more than Azure, more than GCP, where they entered late into the competition. Right? Most of us know that. I really remember very much about Amazon because I just passed out in 2007 my MCA, and I remember that was the time where all this YouTube, all this Facebook, all this Amazon related stuff, everything just started taking momentum. Okay, so definitely always that first advantage will be there for anyone. You got it right, friends. Launched in 2006, and it is the first major cloud provider. Definitely, it's true because at least I remember that at that time there is no Azure, there is no GCP, and nobody even imagined about cloud. At that time, this Amazon pitch stepped into the market. I mean, competition. Obviously, that advantage is there. So next one, global infrastructure. Global infrastructure, I will like this is something interesting. I love this topic. Okay, I'll explain right in the most easiest I mean terminologies. Okay, it has global means as name says worldwide they have infrastructure, and it has AWS data centers, regions, and availability zones around the world. We'll look at into this topic in detail. Okay, so you get a clear picture. And ensuring why we need global infrastructure. Suppose I can, why don't I have a data center in Hyderabad, and then why don't everyone throughout the world access that Hyderabad data center? Any idea? Even that is also global access, right? Why people has to create or build data centers in every country, in every city, like at least very big cities? Why that is needed? Any idea? This question has so much of importance.
It is easy for access because if something happens to that zone, then it completely gone. So it is best thing that having a zone at the different places. So maybe that's the one of the reason.
Exactly. Okay. So there are couple of reasons. One reason is what I
It's
think Revati,
infrastructure.
yeah, Revati, whatever Revati, answered is true. Adding to that, one is disaster recovery is what Revati is saying. Suppose there is some problem at some data center, if that is lost, there might be possibility of service problem. So that's why they try to distribute these data centers in different places, in different countries, all that. And also another reason is latency issues. Right? What is that access thing? What again? Revati told, like Revati only, right? Yeah. I am not seeing who is online there. Okay, so access means, see, generally, if your data center far away from your place, obviously that latency will be there. Like network, best example, right? Suppose your tower is far away from your location, obviously you feel that less network problem, right? Or low network problem, the exact word. Yes or no? Let me just compare it with real usage so that it's easy for you to follow quickly. Yes or no, friends? Same thing applicable for data centers also. If your data center is far away from you, automatically that speed of access will be automatically slowed. That speed of access is reduced. So you face such thing is called latency issues. Latency in sense not working with the speed you are expecting. Understood now? So that's why this global infrastructure, concept is applied for all the I mean, this cloud vendors. They try to have data centers throughout world so that you have enough latency across, I mean, not latency, enough speed across all the locations. Understood now? That's what it is. And and Amazon has that global infrastructure. Whatever I am trying to discuss here, they are very much needed for any certification as well. Got it right? So just remember, I mean, just understand it, friends. And wide range of services. Definitely, whatever that is new in the market, these people try to put it into the cloud. They try to add it to the cloud. That's what it is. So we have a wide range of services. Like it offers 200 plus services. Like for example, EC2, storage, ML, databases, all that. Anyhow, so they are saying that more than any competitor, but I doubt. But still, the first advantage is always there. Okay, because Azure people or GCP people, what they do is they do peer analytics. What companies generally do is they do peer analytics. Peer analytics in sense, what is there in Amazon? Suppose if it is Microsoft people, this is public clouds, right? So automatically everybody know what is there in which cloud. So then they try to compare with other clouds like Amazon or like GCP and understand what kind of services they are providing. And they also try to create similar services in their cloud computing environments as well. Same thing Amazon does. Of course, Amazon is first in the race. Definitely, Amazon is the leader, we can say, and people are following Amazon for sure. That's okay. Next one, scalability and flexibility. Scalability in sense, it's simple, friends. We can scale up. If suppose you need a machine, all of a sudden you have a new project coming and you want more machines to work on, then automatically Amazon can provide you just on fly because it's all in the cloud, right? You don't need to do anything and just need you can create new machines, new instances, and then start working as per your project requirements. That's what we call scalability. Suppose after some time your project is completed, you don't want to those many instances. Then what do? You just downsize that. So automatically that can be done in the Amazon console. That adding machines, removing machines can be done directly from the console. So that kind of approach is called as scalability. And flexibility in sense, so it's very easy to manage all such things in the cloud environments instead of physical environments. If it is physical, if you buy a computer or you buy a laptop, once your project is over, you have to sell it for less price. But for Amazon, but for cloud computing, not just Amazon, any cloud computing can follow the same scenario. Okay, what is that? You don't need to worry about that. You when your project is over, you can just shut down those instances or close those additional instances which you created for your new projects. Automatically, that billing will be it's automatically reduced. You don't get any additional billing. Sorry, that's the advantage. Okay, so that's what scalability is. Adding or deleting machines as and when needed is nothing but called scalability. Okay. Next one, pay as you go pricing. This anyhow, most of you by now you should understand this, right? So as and when you uses that cloud thing, they bill you. That's all. Else they don't. And for learners, for starters, for beginners, we have a free tier. First 750 hours should be free for us, so we don't need to worry about that because what is that? Because for our learning, that is more than enough. Next one, strong security. Definitely, it provides a lot of security with global standards like ISO, SOC, GDPR, and many other things with IAM. And developer and enterprise friendly, right? That is one more. And innovation in AI, ML, and big data and generative AI, all that as well. Okay. And this is trusted by many big companies, right? Even one of the top bank, we also trying to adapt AWS. That shows the kind of trust people have on AWS. Okay, and strong partner ecosystem. Okay, so definitely extensive partner network, AWS partner network for solutions and consulting. These are all the advantages of AWS, friends. Now we are trying to understand some terminologies. These are very useful for you. Okay. These terminologies are very, very useful for you. And definitely you see this in you go to any cloud computing, not just AWS. You go to Azure, you go to GCP or IBM, anywhere. These technologies are there. These these keep coming. Understood now? So availability zone means nothing but simply we can say it's just a data center. Okay. And region means region in sense like a geographical area, like Virginia, like Bombay, Mumbai, or like Hyderabad. These are called geographical areas. Generally, each region consists of at least two or more available T zones. Why two? Because to facilitate disaster recovery. You got it? Why not one? One is always highly risk. So they at least have maintained how many data centers in each region, two or more availability zones. Nothing but we call them as data centers. Availability zones are nothing but data centers. You got it right. I will explain all this with more easiest comparative example. So that would be simple for you to understand. Okay. So that's about region. Okay. Next after that, edge location. Edge location in sense AWS endpoint used to cache content. Cache means something which is near to your location, friends. Edge location is nothing but I will give an example. We have a very good example. We just tried to put it in this slide. So I'll give that comparison. That example should definitely make you understand all these terminologies. What is this region? What is this availability zones? What is edge location? What is that local zone, or what is that outpost? All that you just understand with the simple slide I just added. Okay, down this. What is edge location means? Something like endpoint used to cache content. Okay, the advantage of endpoints is it reduces latency. If you don't understand anything, just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Soon we have another slide which gives you a real example of understanding all these technologies. Okay, next one. So edge location, generally the advantage with edge locations is it reduces latency to end users. Latency is again speed of access. Okay, so if you don't have edge locations, the problem is there will be less speed. If you have edge locations, you have more speed. You understand, right? There are so many examples for this. If you ask me, I'll just explain that with those examples after this. Next one. This is the example you can see here. So with a real example, we try to understand this. Okay, AWS global infrastructure. Okay, generally this global infrastructure is divided into regions, right? Regions like best example is Mumbai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, Chennai, all this. And then inside that region again, and we have many such regions. We'll also have go through that AWS web page and see all that. We have many such regions. Understood, right, friends? And one example, just this is an example, okay? So assume that region is like Mumbai or like Hyderabad. And again, inside that region, you might have availability zones like Andheri or like Thane, okay, like that, okay? So now, even like in Hyderabad, we have many availability zones like Jubilee Hills, like Kukatpalli. You can take this such examples, or like Cyberabad. So you can take each one as one availability zone. And then this one is a local zone. What is local zone? Local zone is nothing but a mini branch office near users. Understood right now. You know, the best example is this Amazon will have this data warehouse. Assume that Hyderabad is a region. In that, you have two data warehouses of Amazon, one in Jubilee Hills and one in Film Nagar. Assume that. Suppose you are staying in Bajpalli. Assume that. That is actually somewhere Bajpalli or Kukatpalli, right? Obviously, Film Nagar is far away from Kukatpalli. Then you have a local zone, mini branch office near Kukatpalli. You understand? So that is local zone. Following friends. And then edge location. Edge location is like a delivery boy near home. You understand this best example with Swiggy and Zomato. You got it right. So whenever you order something, the nearest person in that area will get that request, and immediately he will go and fetch the food for you. Right? That is a edge location, right? And finally, so these are all terminologies. Outpost means you have that AWS warehouse in your office itself. That's called outpost. You can understand this with an easy example is especially for security people, we hear this outpost, military people, military outpost, right? Right. If that outpost, you can see very big people, right? You can say like IPS officers, like collectors. They have even security outposts at the entrance of their home, isn't it? Same thing here. This Amazon office, if they come and put into in your own building itself. Suppose yours is a very big company, and there are so many this thing coming to Amazon, okay, request coming to AWS thing, then you create an outpost in their building itself. You got it right. So that's what we call outpost is. And this is about all the terminologies of AWS global infrastructure. Now we'll go and view this in the AWS portal, so that gives you a more better understanding, a real understanding of what exactly is region, how they are divided into availability zones, and how the what is local zone, edge locations, and then outposts. I hope you got a clear picture about this, right, friends? Yes or no? Are you clear with all this? Did I make you clear or did I confuse you? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this clear for all of you? Let's, okay, if you are clear, then let's jump to the real this thing. Okay, so this terminology, because this slightly in the beginning, this will be a bit confusing to us, understanding regions, availability zones, local zone, all that. That's why what I did is I just prepared a simple and easiest scenario to understand these terminologies. Understood, right? So now let's get to the AWS window. Okay, now you can just type here, or I think I opened somewhere. You can see there also. Let me just show you. All this related to this thing. It's okay. We can just type it and get it, not an issue. Okay. Directly in the Amazon itself, we can get that detailing. I think I had it, friends. Already we spent 1 hour 44 minutes. Huh? It's great. Okay, let's not waste time. Regions, okay. Availability zones, blah 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 in AWS. Okay. Okay, you can see here. This is best thing, right? We have a better window also. Let me just show you. We have a straight window, friends. I'm just checking for that. Let me try to log in. Generally, we log in with root user, friends. Okay, let's log in with root user. Okay, let me check. Then password. Just to show you that these days they were adding multi-factor authentication. Let me try to do it. Some problem with this. Okay, let me try to log in as a. I'll do one thing. With I am okay. User. You can see with that. That's also enough. And then one more is the password. It's happening. There is some issue with the machine. Huh? Okay. I think I changed the password. That's why it's what happened. It's not allowing me. Okay. Perfect. Regions. Okay. So this is about AWS window. Anyhow, we are going to see all that. We don't need to worry much about this at this stage. Generally, it looks like this when you enter into this AWS. You can click. You can go to this home page, console home. Right. You can my application, all services. If you click on all services, first thing I'll talk about regions and all that. I'll show you. We will get a very detailed window. So you can see these are all different services. Just now we had all that list, right? See this compute for computing, we have all this, and then for containers, for storage, you can see for databases. But we can't use everything here. Whatever that is needed, we choose that stack and then we just start working with that stack. Okay. And also for locations, you can see here just for a quick this thing. These are all different regions we have. You can see Virginia, Ohio, these are regions. And then at the right side, you can see these are data centers, US East 1, US East 2, these are data centers. Okay. And then edge nodes, anyhow, that will be there internally, which generally we don't see that. Okay. So now, even local zones, outposts, all that, if you want, we can create that there. Okay. Next one, let me click on this. We get that regions details. Because this is a IAM account, we don't have access for everything. Okay, let me see. No, this doesn't have that, not an issue. I not like that. We have a very detailed window, friends. I am looking for that actually. Of course, you can for now you can have a quick walkthrough here. So if you look at it, right, we have different this not just availability. We should have regions first. Documentation. Where is that window which I'm trying to get? Yeah, I should have searched with this word. Okay. Yeah, see this. Yeah, this is what I am looking for. Somebody. So thanks for that. So this is AWS global infrastructure. You understand, right? So now if you see this here, you have all this detailing here. Can you see that? It spans about 120 available regions and 38 geographical regions. With plan for more 10 more availability zones, this AWS is planning, and 3 more AWS regions in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Chile, and this is the a quick idea about AWS global infrastructure, right? And these are all regions you can see here, right? What are all regions? North America, South America. You can see all these are regions. You can easily understand from here. Geographical regions. You can see this, right? We have for now under North America. You can check here in this window. I think already you have this link in our this thing here. Okay, Charan shared me. Thanks, Charan. Actually, I missed this the word AWS infrastructure. Okay, I should have searched with that. Next one, you can see here geographic regions. You have 9 here, and then when you go down under that edge locations, you can see here, friends. Right? These are all edge locations. Just now we discussed, right? Edge locations are somewhere near to your location where it manages the latency issues, right? Where we have edge locations, we have it in, if it is North America, for North America, you have all these geographic regions. Like, you can see West, Central, Calgary, all this stuff. Okay, you can just go through that. And these are all, next, if you go that, and if you expand this, you can see that you can see different edge locations. Okay. Similarly, same thing applies. Likewise, you can easily understand now availability zones. So with the name availability zones, if you search, you get that availability information, or else you can get it in from the Amazon this thing, right? You can go and check in the Amazon portal. These details will be definitely for sure. You have everything in the Amazon portal. Okay. So now again, South America, if you go there, these are all the, it just have two, this thing. And then after that, if you see the edge locations, so what they are saying here, in South America, you have 3 availability zones within one geographic region. And you can just go through these details, okay? And these are all edge locations. Edge locations means which are just near to your location so that it manages latency, right? That's what we discussed here, see here. This is edge location. Right. Generally, we don't have outposts. We don't need outposts because that is needed for large organizations. But for us, who work for certain organization, we don't need it. Maybe if your organization, if they need outposts, they create that. Okay. So you can assume this all this as a simple Amazon warehouses where they purchase. If you order something, they try to come and delivery, right? So that like that. So best example is region is something where you can assume it like in Hyderabad or Chennai or Bangalore or okay Mumbai or Calcutta, whatever it is. And then availability zones means some in some locations. Suppose if it is Hyderabad, I told you right, like that you can assume. And same thing you can see the example here again. I just said okay. See this. You can just check what regions are there. You can get that regions information, that availability zones information, all that there. Okay, I just tried to search right now. I found few details. You can see here, right? If you see, these are all right availability zones. You can see here. So if you want to get more detailing, you can find that in the portal, right? Suppose you see for North America on a fly, you can see this is North America. And then under North America, if you want to see what are geographic regions, you can find that here. Suppose if you want to get more information about availability zones, you can get all that here. You can see, right? These are all availability zones in North America. You can, something is coming in, even they updated that upcoming this thing here. Okay. And then also in Africa, what do we have availability zones? Asia Pacific, what do we have? Similarly, this particular window gives you all that information, right? You can see this. what regions do we have here? You can see. Again, this is regions information. Click on this. That gives you available AWS regions. You can see. So Virginia, Ohio, California, right? Similarly, we have some in India also. If you just scroll down somewhere, you can find that somewhere in India also we have one or a couple of regions. Okay. Next after that, or we can choose something near to India. If we don't find India, we can find something to near to India so that you to have a better. You can see this. Mumbai has one. See this, right? Got it right. And then again in Mumbai availability zones. You can see that. Yeah. If this is for North America, right? We should check for India. Hmm. Just check in Asia Pacific. Okay, you can see in India, we have these are availability zones in India. You got it right. And then, so this anyhow, we can skip for now. Okay. Again, regions with independently mapped availability zones. So this is all about this one, friends. Okay. Why I am trying to spend some time here is because tomorrow, when you are working in AWS, understanding these things also have impact. So there is an impact with all this detailing. Okay. So we are trying to understand that. Is that clear now? So somebody is pinging me something. Okay. See, Harsha, I think, see, what I can tell you is, yeah, definitely whatever you say, right? But all these topics will be discussed. Only thing is, you have to wait a bit, Harsha. You understand? Because
Okay.
we cannot jump in the middle to some other thing. So again, we lose the context. Understood? So
Okay.
if you are in hurry, what you can do is, right? So you can connect to me one on one. So I can try to answer most of your questions. Okay. So that's all about this thing. Next thing is we have to create account, friends. So shall we do it now? All of you are ready to create an AWS account,
Yes, sir.
or shall we do it tomorrow? Because we are almost this thing, right? Do you want to do it tomorrow as a first thing, and then start exploring? I mean AWS portal console. Okay. So this is all about AWS. So you can share this because we didn't get started anything. Please share it with your friends or known contacts, those who want to get knowledge on AWS, so that these are going to help them a lot. And these are volunteering sessions again. Understood, right? So that's it, friends. So that's all. Now you can ask me if you want, if you have any questions. If our base server or cloud is in India, as I ask few questions, sir. In our computer, temp folder is like an edge location, right? Because it stores all cache, all that. Okay.
Uh,
It
Manora, one question. What is edge cache location and edge network location? Both are different.
see edge location is something where cached data, right? Cached in sense, whatever recent information you are transaction. I mean, you are transacting, right? That will be there in that. So it's easy to access that. That's called edge location there. Okay. Let me just go there again, just to show you that. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. You can see here used to cache content. Cache means you take that all that and keep it there. That's what we mean cache content. Understood, Harish?
Uh-huh.
So suppose what shall I say? Edge location is something near to your location. I mean near to your house. I assume that. Your best example is you take this food delivery or this Jepto. You hear Jepto, right? These days.
Yeah.
So they create a small office near your home and they bring all that items and then place it in that office, right? And keep it there. And that scenario is nothing but what we call caching. Understood? And caching content means you bring it and keep it at one place so that when user make a request, you don't need to go to the warehouse. Understood? And you just go to that office wherever it is near to your location. So that what is the advantage, Harish?
Yeah, it will be faster.
Suppose
More
you assume
efficient.
that warehouse is somewhere in city outskirts, and that office is near to that mini office is near that edge location. What we call is near to your home. Okay. So now they what they do from that warehouse in the outskirts, they try to bring in all items and keep it in the mini office for quick delivery in that area. Understood, Harish?
Yeah.
Suppose you make a request now, delivery boy, right? Does he go to the mini office or does he go to the what is that warehouse at outskirts?
Whereas what outskirts.
So does he go to the warehouse at outskirts? No, right? He go and fetch it from the mini office.
Sorry,
You
yeah.
understand?
Mini office.
Because that is near, right?
Yeah, mini
Okay,
office.
okay. Assume that. Okay, again, let's stick on to that point answer itself. Suppose if he's going to the warehouse in the outskirts, how much time does it take? If it is going to the mini
So,
office at your house, how much time does it take? Just think it in that terms,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, got it.
Suppose if it is in outskirts, if it takes some 2 to 3 hours, if it is at mini office, which is near to your location, it just takes 5 to 10 minutes, which is serving you faster,
Mini office.
right? So that is what edge location is. Whenever you have edge location, you bring in whatever information you want and keep it there and keep it ready for service so that when some request comes, you can immediately, service that request. So that it is reducing the latency issue or not?
Yes, yes, yes.
Latency in sense, the speed of service,
The
simply
speed of
speaking,
service.
Harris. Okay. So, and in this kind of cloud computing, what is important? Apart from security, apart from all other services, one important, even though you have everything, if you don't have that speed of access, right? Do you prefer that cloud computing or that cloud platform?
No.
Definitely, you don't prefer that because nowadays people are expecting speed in everything, right? So that's why all this kind of infra is built. Like if you see this kind of infra is built here, like the concept of regions, availability data zones, and then local zone. Local zone is just your office. Mini office, right? You can see I put it
Mhm.
with the easiest examples. Edge location is delivery boy, right? When you just make a request, he will be very near to your house. He will pick that, go and get that item from the mini office and service you very fast. You got it, right? Means that's what it is. Suppose same thing you can see there in the real time also. If you look at this also, what is that? Edge locate. The purpose of edge locations is to service you faster. What is that? So you have a location South America, North America. In that North America, there might be certain regions. Again, in that regions, right, to service faster, they have edge locations near to your location. You understand?
Yeah, yeah. If you see what I'm asking, like for in this edge location, right? 31
Yes.
edge network location and 3
Mm-hmm.
edge cache location, right? So,
Mm.
so edge network location is like our like a local this one, right? Local network.
So three edge cache location. So 31 availability zones is fine. In that we have in 9 regions, just go like this. In 9 regions, you have 31 availability zones. Again, in that 31 edge network
Yeah.
locations. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, in that three edge cache locations means like you can think this as a delivery boy.
Yeah.
Okay. You can think this as a mini office. You got it right?
Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah.
Now you can think region as a city. You can think availability zones as a warehouses. Is that clear now?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
This example should map your question answers, right? To
Yeah.
get easy understanding. Edge location is something near to you, Harish. Okay. Cache content locations means something very much near to you. Got it?
Yeah.
That's the understanding. Maybe you can just explore a bit on this as well. Okay. But overall, understanding these terminology is important. I hope you got it right. What is that? What is region, availability zones, local zone, edge zone, outpost, all this stuff. Clear now? Yeah. Any more questions? Any more questions? Did I answer that question, Harish?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, actually, I joined
still?
1 hour
Huh?
late. I didn't observe it actually.
No. This started just 30-40 minutes back. The concept of
Yes, yes.
regions, availability zones, all
Almost
that.
1 hour
See,
50 minutes I
there will
lost.
be too many things in the portal, right? So you don't need to worry about each and everything, but understand what is that is needed for this AWS. This whatever I show you in this diagram, this if you understand these terminologies, that would be enough for you to just start with the AWS. Understood, right?
Yeah. So while configuring, we'll get region, edge location, right? Like,
Yeah, see, when you try to create, go get into the sign into console, automatically you create a machine, right? While
what?
creating it in the machine itself, I think I opened somewhere this one. Let me just show you that also. If it is connected, I'll show you now itself, okay? But anyhow, we are going to do it once we create account, you can see the account here. What is this account? Okay, let's get into this. There is some this issue. I'm facing some password issue. Else I would have logged in now and shown you all that stuff. Okay, but no problem. We can see it tomorrow as well. Uh, Let me open here if I log in here. Okay. First, if you want to do anything, Harish, you have to get into what?
Management console.
Yes, you have to get into the management console. Let me just 1 minute. Just wait. I can show you. I have logged in with the. It's okay. I'll show you tomorrow. Not an issue.
Sure.
So, any more questions? So we do one thing tomorrow. The first thing we create account first. Okay, AWS account, free tier account, and then we can start with creating machines and explore EC2. But don't expect that much like we do. This is more of we are trying to understand AWS. So all that development experience, so you can get it in DevOps sessions, all that. Okay, maybe I'll try to plan some DevOps sessions so you get an idea how to use AWS again in future. Understood?
Yeah, sure.
But I'll show some examples like to understand like the usage of cloud, like how simple and easy to use cloud, how to play around certain things. I'll just try to some examples. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
to
And
make
as
you.
a part of this ETL, right? So AWS Glue and Python configuration, that one also we are covering. Yeah.
We don't. I don't think we use AWS Glue or Python. Maybe if you want, we can check that. Not a big issue. Okay.
Yeah. Because in a lot
If
of
it is
locations.
taking more time in the sessions, then you connect with me one on one. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
If it is okay to cover in the session, we will cover it directly in the session itself. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not using just ETL informatics, but thing is in a lot of AWS site as a part of ETL, mostly I think I am hearing Glue, all this EC2 something, and
See, that won't be a problem. We can add it,
add
Harish.
it.
Not an issue. Okay. We can add
Sure,
it and we can play around. Not an issue. See,
sure.
See, once you know how to work with cloud, how to add infra into the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
so adding glue or adding Python or adding anything doesn't have much difference. Okay, but the only thing is their instructions changes. Understood? But using cloud is the same. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same as suppose you have a machine, you want Python in machine. What do? You install Python, right?
Yeah, correct.
Same thing you do in the cloud. Suppose you want glue, right? And then you want to work with, you have a machine with you, you install in your machine, right? Same way you do it in the cloud. Understood? Mostly we use Linux machines, so we try to install in a Linux based installation. We do Linux based installation, not just Windows. You got it right?
Yeah, got it.
Suppose if you want to create Windows also, you can create Windows machine in AWS. If you want Mac machine, you can create Mac. It's up to you. But mostly we try to go with what? Linux machines. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Harsha, I think now we can discuss any questions if you want. Okay. You have something here. If our base were same time, Revati.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one was answered. Yeah.
Oh, did I answer that, Harsha? Yeah, most of your questions I see, I
Yes.
understand.
Yes.
See, I don't want to break your enthusiasm, but the only thing is, definitely somewhere we will cover your questions, Harsha. But still, if you want, just ping me one on one. I'll help you. Okay.
Okay.
So
May I know whether would you be like uploading these recordings on your YouTube channel?
yeah, we do that, Harsha. Okay. But if not, if
Okay.
I don't upload in YouTube, at least I'll share the recorded link from. So these were stored in I mean Teams. Okay. So I can share that link. You can at least have that access. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Now I don't think if I have time I will upload it. Else I'll directly share you the link. Okay. That's same time every day, friends. 11 to 1. Okay. That's all. Any more questions?
Yeah. Nothing else. But
Yeah.
see to ask like next week Dasara.